So let's look at these Tombstone boxes here. These boxes are adorable, and when I saw them in the mini, I knew I was going to have them, all right? This is called Tombstone Treat Box. It's item number 156487, and it's $10, and you get 8 paper boxes for $10. So ladies, that's like a little over $1 per treat box. Okay, now this box right here, let's see if I can find it. I copied from right here, all right? So page 52, I did change the color of this die cut right here, and I did change the color of the hat, and I changed the embellishments. So I changed a few things as usual, but you're gonna notice here that I've used the black matte dots. These are right here, and they are available in the annual catalog, and they are page 1, item number 154284. You're going to notice that I've used the spider web, and it's one of the dies in this Frightfully Cute bundle, and this is the one that we're working with, okay? So I used the black glimmer paper for the web. So hopefully you can see that little bit of sparkle on the web. And then this die cut is also included in this bundle, and this is Highland Heather. And the witch's hat is in the bundle, and it's Granny Apple Green. And then I've included the gingham ribbon. That's a part of the Halloween suite. All right, so that's the first box. This was the first one that I made, and it's pictured here as well on 52. Hi, Tara, welcome. All right, now the one that we're gonna make tonight, okay? And actually, before we start that, let me just show you the stamp set real quick. I forgot to do that in the beginning. But this is Frightfully Cute, and it has 14 stamps, and a lot of them are greetings. And we've got a moon here, and a spider, and a cat, pumpkin, bat, and the witch, and the potions. And then when you open it up, these are the dies, all right? And so what I've done here is I've cut out one web in basic black, and I've cut out that other shiny, glittery web with the bedazzling sheets, okay? Then you've got the fence, and you've got a tree, cute little owl. You've got your words, the moon, and this lovely little die cut, as well as this tag. This is like one of my favorite die cuts. Love that. And that's the witch's hat. So it's called Frightful Tags Dies, okay? And this is the stamp set that coordinates with it. All right, so this will be the last night that we'll be working with Frightfully Cute. And this is the one that we're going to work on. Now, I want you to notice the window. I actually had to cut that window with a die, all right? So let me show you what the boxes look like and how they come, okay? So when I first received these boxes, I thought they were all the same size. And when I put 2 of them together, they didn't fit, all right? So I want you to look. So when you receive your package, you will know the difference, all right? This top one here, see how it's smaller than the one here, all right? So it really is 2 different size boxes, okay? So one is the top and one is the bottom, all right? And this one right here is the top, because the top has got to fit over that bottom box, all right? So be aware of that when you receive your Tombstone Treat Boxes. I thought for sure that something was wrong with mine, but you've got 2 different sizes. You've got 8 of the larger one and 8 of the smaller one, okay? So be aware of that. Now, I'm actually going to just check myself real quick. I love the boxes because they're already scored. They already have tape on them. And I'm just doing this. I'm going to put this one together. This should be the bottom of the box because it's smaller. So let's put this one together first. We're just going to double check before we cut a hole in the box, all right? We don't want to cut a hole in the bottom of the box. We want to cut it in the top, all right? All right, so now we're going to put the box together, and I'm going to need to peel that paper off. And if you all don't mind for 1 second, I'm going to just grab something to drink here. It's water. Okay. All right. Hi, Sandra. Hi, Mana. I don't know if I had a chance to say hello to you all yet. All right. So I'm peeling off that paper. And then this is going to go in. These flaps go in. This goes over. And then this locks into place. And it has the adhesive already done. See how easy that is? So now I'm going to do the other side. I'm just lifting up. I mean, so you don't need adhesive to put your box together because it's already a part of it. So it could not be any simpler, okay? So I'm pretty sure that's the bottom. Now, before I put the top together, the top is a little bit bigger. I want to make sure that it's going to fit. All right, so I'm not putting it together. I'm making sure that it works. And it does, all right? So it's going to fit beautifully. So I know that I can cut a hole in this box, okay? So let me show you the die that we're going to use to cut it out. And this is called Seasonal Labels Dies, all right? So I'm going to show you the label, and then I'm going to show you where you can find it in your holiday book, okay? This has the pine cones and some holly. It's got some really neat stuff. So let's see if we can find it. I can't remember if it's towards the, I think it's towards the front, right here. Okay, so page 16 and 17, this right here, this bundle, I am using this die right here, okay? Now, you don't have to have this die. You can certainly use another die. All of us have plenty of dies, right? So I am sure that you have a die that will work beautifully with this box. You could use a square, a rectangle, a circle, an oval. So plenty of options. It's not that you have to buy this particular die set, okay? So what we're going to do today is we're going to center it and cut it. We're going to cut it with our machine. Isn't that cool? So that's one of the first things we'll cut. And then we're going to need to cut a tree. So, and I think I've got my black paper for that. I do. So let me get out the tree. We're going to try and get all our cutting done at once. Now, another item we're going to need is the fence. All right, so we'll talk about the fence in a second, and we are going to cut a spider web with the dazzling paper, okay? So this is the gorgeous bedazzling paper. It does come 6 by 6 inches, okay? So I did cut it down to 3 by 3, and I'm actually going to cut it out using this die, all right? So that gets cut, the box is going to get cut. We're going to cut our tree, and I'm going to go ahead and just make this smaller. We don't need such a big piece. Now the last piece that we're going to cut this evening is the little fence, and I want to use some glimmer paper with that, okay? And by the way, the glimmer paper is part of the paper share, okay? I do want to put some adhesive on the back, and so it'll make it easy for the fence to stick. So hang tight. We're going to get out some adhesive paper. These are adhesive sheets, and they come 12 by 6 inches. And hang on here. Let's see if I can get one out. All right. Actually, I'm not even going to need very much. That's going to be more than enough adhesive paper. But the adhesive comes in these panels, and that's where you peel it off, okay? And I know you've seen me use these. I'm starting to use them more and more. They are so handy, and then I don't have the messy glue. All right, I am going to lift off this adhesive paper. All right, and I think the black glimmer, I'm pretty sure that that's a returning favorite this year. This is just paper that I'm peeling off. This is sticky, all right? So this is the back of the paper, and I'm putting it on the back of the paper. Okay, so here's the front of my paper. Here is the back of the adhesive, and then the fence is going to be cut out just like that, okay? So those are the things we're gonna cut, and we will do that right now and get that out of the way for both projects. But if you're just joining, I want you to see this cute little tombstone box that we are about to make. Take note of that beautiful purple ribbon. That was my tip of the week this week on Tuesday. All right, so we'll get to that in a minute. And I am going to bring in my die cutting machine, and I'm going to go ahead and zoom out, okay? So you can get a pretty good look at that. All right. Oh, I'm so glad you like it. Hey, Mary Kay. Hi, Linda. All right. So now we're going to need our sandwich, and we're going to need platform 1 and 2. We're going to need a cutting pad, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to add our web, and this is that bedazzling paper. It is free, okay, with a $50 purchase in my online store. And we're going to go ahead and get our tree cut, and then we're going to go ahead and get our fence cut. And I think we can do all three at one time. All right, the web is going to go on our second project tonight, and you can just hear it cutting. All right, so we've rolled that through. Now the web is pretty intricate, so I'm actually going to roll through again because I want to be sure that I'm getting a nice crisp cut on that spider web, okay? And let's see, I know our tree is done, okay? So there's the tree. Okay, put that there. And let's check on the fence. The fence, it looks like it is definitely cut out. So I'm going to get rid of that. And look, we have adhesive on the back of the fence. And our last piece, I'm just going to gently, well, it came right out. So it's telling me that I got a really nice cut with that. And if I flip it over, look how beautiful that looks. I've gotten all of that crisp cutting done, all right? So I'm gonna move this out of the way now. And I'll go ahead and I'll zoom back in. And it's gonna take me a few minutes because I wanna be able to poke out all these little things, all right? Also, when I go to peel this web, not peel, you know what, I didn't put adhesive on this because I didn't need an adhesive sheet on the web. So disregard what I was about to say. I'm just popping out all the pieces, and this is just gonna go on our second project, okay? Now some of you are commenting on the purple ribbon. So does anyone have an idea on how I got that ribbon? It did not come that color, okay? So it did need to be colored, and if you want to guess the color, that would be neat too. So, all right, just popping out these little pieces. There we go. And that, I think I have one left there. That is our bedazzling spider web. Isn't that beautiful? It's really, really pretty. All right, so that's that bedazzling paper. And then for our fence, when we go to peel the adhesive off of this fence, a lot of these little pieces are going to just fall right out. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna pop them out here if I can. Yes, Jennifer, you know my secret. I use Stampin' blends to color that ribbon. And I think I used Highland Heather, Jennifer, instead of Gorgeous Grape. All right. So I think we're doing pretty good with the fence here. A lot of this stuff is going to fall out anyway when we go to peel the adhesive. All right. Okay, so I think I've done that. And let's see. Oh, you know what we didn't do? I was trying to be so efficient. We did not cut the hole for the top of the box. So that's what we've got to do. All right. So what I'm going to do here, and this is super easy, you can even use some washi tape, ladies. This is washi tape. It kind of holds things in place. And you may want some of this just to hold the die in place. I think that's going to work fine there. I've kind of centered it between this part and this part. Okay, that part and that part. And we're putting a hole in the top of the box. We will use a window sheet, and I've already cut that, and I'll give you measurements on that window sheet, okay? You ladies are sharp tonight. I definitely use Stampin' blends. I'm gonna go ahead and roll this back through. I may not need to, but it is cutting through some pretty thick paper, all right? So when I have something like that, I like to just go ahead and cut it really well. Oh, look what happened. The tape came off. Okay, this is not normal. That doesn't usually happen. I'm flipping over the top now, and I noticed that it did cut it out, okay? And then the washi tape just literally just peels off. It's just so easy. And that's what we have left. All right. So now I think we have everything cut. All right. Now we're going to add a window sheet. So let me find that. A window sheet is very difficult to find because this is my supply tray and the window sheet is laying in here and you can't see it. Here it is. That's the window sheet that I could not see. All right. Okay. Now, we're going to go ahead and we're going to add that window sheet to the inside of the box, okay? So I'll zoom in a little bit more, and then I'm going to give you the measurements for your window sheet. It is 2.5 inches, which is, I know, very difficult for you to see, by 3. So 2.5 by 3, okay? And that's what you're going to need along with some glue dots. Okay, so we'll get our glue dots out here. And you can either add them to the box or you can add them to the corner of your window sheet. Okay, and I'm just going to add mine to the corners of the window sheet like this. Thank you for sharing, Melissa. There's another glue dot. And another glue dot. Okay. And then this is really easy for us to attach. Okay, and basically it can be crooked inside of here because we just want to make sure that it covers up the window. Okay, now we're ready to, looks like I've already folded the score lines. We're going to peel off the paper here, and we've got one more to peel off. Okay, and we just fold that in. Make sure we seal it. Couldn't be any easier. All right. Just always test your boxes and make sure that you're cutting a hole in the top of the box, not the bottom box, okay? And so now this is ready just to go on, just like that. And now you've got your little project with the window sheet, okay? Now let me show you what I put inside of this one. These are super old Hershey nugget bars, okay? So I won't be eating these tonight. But what I've done is I have taken designer paper from the Cute Halloween designer paper. It's measured 1 inch by 3 inches. It takes 3 inches to go around the candy bar. I just used glue dots to attach it. And I might even, you know what, I'll even show you how I do it. I don't have any more candy bars, so. Okay, so here's my designer paper. It's 1 inch by 3 inches, all right? And then I take a glue dot. I'll put one at the top, and I'm gonna put one at the bottom. And then I just wrap it around my candy bar and attach it. Okay? Now I found that 6 worked, and I used different designer papers for all of them. I also found that they fit better when you, I wonder if I can do this one this way. I can. Okay, they fit better when you turn some of them sideways. And this time, there we go. You're gonna notice that the 6 candy bar wants to sit on its side. So be aware of that. It's not shown this way in the catalog, but it seems to work out this way. I mean, it still fits perfectly. You might even be able to add another layer of Hershey bars, okay? But I used the Cute Halloween designer paper, and black shredded paper would be amazing in this. Absolutely. Great idea, Joanne. All right, so I wanted you to see that the Hershey nugget bars will fit in there for you, okay? All right, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to embellish the box, all right? So let's see, let's start with the tree. And I did add just a little bit of adhesive Tombow glue to this, okay? You could use your adhesive sheets, but the tree does kind of stick off of the box some, so you may not want to use the adhesive sheets. And I just used the Tombow glue to attach that, okay? And it just attaches the tree. Then I'm going to go back to my fence. And remember, it has adhesive on the back, okay? So I'm going to lift up that adhesive, and I'm going to peel that off. Now I've got a few more little holes that I need to pop out of here. There's one of them. And I have found, since I'm on the sticky side right now, that's the side that you can see, I have found to poke the holes from the sticky side actually works a little bit better. And this one may not have cut. Let me see. It looks like that this one little piece there did not, okay, I was able to get it out. It was just hard. Hi, Maria. You are never too late. We are happy to have you. Now I'm going to go ahead and I am going to add the fence. Isn't this like the cutest fence you've ever seen? So there's the fence. It made it really easy for to attach to the box, okay? Now I do have a Happy Halloween, and I think I've already cut one, so let me look. All right, so this one says Frightfully Cute. Now this is the die that I used from the bundle, okay? And I'm just gonna put Frightfully Cute on this, and I'll go ahead and use some mini dimensionals. I know you're shocked that I put a dimensional on here. All right, it is a super sweet box. Super fun, just in time for trick or treat. And this is where I am going to add words. And I'm going to do it just like that, okay? All right, now we're going to add stars, but before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to color your ribbon. All right, let's see about how much ribbon I'm going to need. Just doing a quick bow. All right, so I'm going to use this much ribbon, and this is probably, I'm going to guess it's 10 inches, but honestly, I have no idea. Let's see how long my ribbon is. 8, 9, 10, about 11 inches. Okay, so the ribbon's 11 inches. I'm actually going to color this now and let it dry while we finish embellishing the box. I'm going to use dark Highland Heather, and I'm going to use the brush tip. All right, and then what I'm going to do is I'm actually just rubbing the ink, just like coloring the ribbon. All right, just like this. And if it's too light, add more color. Okay, I'll go ahead and zoom in so you can even get a closer look of me doing that. All right, and now we'll go ahead and do this side. Only takes a second to dry. So this was, I always do a Be Creative Tip Tuesday. And so this was this week's tip. So I hope you had a chance to see that on my Facebook page on Tuesday. Whoops, I'm sorry, what happened? Hang on. Goodness, I zoomed so far in. Weird, hang tight. I don't know what's going on. Weird, I am so sorry. I apologize for that. I don't know what happened. All right. Not sure what happened, ladies. I am sorry about that. But that's our ribbon, okay? And that's how we colored it. I think I zoomed in way too much and I did not know it, and I just continued to ramble. Okay, so we're going to set this aside. All right, I did, Joanne. I zoomed in way too much. I've never zoomed in that close. All right, we're gonna put that aside and we'll come back and we'll embellish our box with these cute stars. Now the stars are part of the embellishment share, and you can get a half package of these. All right, so let's see here. Let's do a big one. If I can lift it up off here, and we'll put it about right there. That's a little too low. Let's see if we can move it. Yep. And then I'm going to take a little star and I'll put one there. And hang on. You know what? I'm going to use the other side. Let's see if that works better. All right, so that's one side. And then I'm going to use this one right here. All right, hang on, I want to fix my putty. I had used it on another project. Ooh, good question, Laura. Do you need to do both sides? Laura, I have not, and it has worked out just fine. That is such a great question. You know what? You could certainly do it if you won't. I just don't know that it's really necessary. I usually don't. So hopefully that answers your question. All right, so that's our cute star adhesive dots. And now the ribbon is dry. I'm gonna try and zoom in a little more, ladies, okay? And I'm trying to straighten things up. I don't know what's going on with me tonight. I am crooked. Okay, I like that much better. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and I am going to tie the bow. Let's see. And again, I used about 11 inches of ribbon. If you're not comfortable tying ribbon, you might want 12 inches, especially your first time doing this. All right, hang tight. And let's get this bow going here. All right. Okay, and I think I'm pretty happy with that. Maybe I'll make it just a little bit smaller. Okay, and then I'm gonna add a glue dot. Sorry, I keep shaking everything. And I'm gonna add that bow about right there, okay? And I'll zoom in so you can kind of see where I put it. There we go. And then let me tighten that up again. And then I am just cutting the tail at a diagonal. All right, so hopefully you can see that. And so that is our Frightfully Cute box. All right, so there's that one. And when you put candy in it, it looks like this. All right, and there they are. Okay, so someone is going to win this one tonight. It will not have any candy in it, but I might put some shreddy in there for you, some shreddy paper. But that's our first project. What do you think of the bow? Isn't that pretty? I just love it. And this is that organdy ribbon. It's got some glitter in it. It's just lovely. And it is part of the share. So you get 2.5 yards of it with my share, okay? All right, so I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna get us set up for our next project and move some things because I really cluttered my work area here. All right, so I'm just kind of straightening up a few things. Okay, so now we're going to create the box. Let me show you what it looks like in the catalog. So hope you like that. So in the catalog, there is a box right here. And inside is a tiny jam, a mini jam jar, okay? And so anyway, it's super cute. I thought it would be fun to make. And some of you even asked me, are we going to make the box? So we are just about ready to make that box, okay? Now let me show you where the mini jam jars are located. They're in the annual book. It's item number 3 there. It's called Mini Jam Jars. Item number 155685. It's $9 for 6 jars. And you'll find it on page 137 of the annual catalog, okay? Okay. And so here is the project that we're making. Of course, I had to make it just a little bit different than what is in the catalog. All right, so this is what we're going to create together tonight. Now, if you are in one of my hostess clubs, this is your project, ladies. All right, this is what we are creating. Let me show you a different one that I've made. Here is another one, and on this one I put Which Way to the Candy. And again, I've used that cute Halloween paper. It's 6 by 6, and it is part of your share, okay, if you're getting the share, okay? So this is what we're going to create, and we're going to start from the beginning. I'm going to show you how to cut this and score it so that you can create the box, okay? All right. So I am going to bring in my paper trimmer, and we're going to need to cut our paper. I'm using basic black cardstock. It is 8.5 by 11 inches, okay? And let's see, 4 3/4 is what I want to cut this at. I'm going to get rid of this for now. Then I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to cut it again at 4 3/4, okay? And while I'm at it, I have enough paper that I can make another box. So let's do that and cut another one at 4 3/4, okay? And then I've got this little bit left over. Now, I have enough for 2 boxes. Now, let me show you where to score it, okay? Maria, it is not too late to get a share. You can choose a paper share, a ribbon share, or an embellishment share, or you can get all 3 and get a free gift. Tonight is the last night. This is the deadline for shares. And Maria, if you will email me or message me on Facebook, I can help you with it after class tonight, okay? All right, so now we're going to do some scoring, ladies. Super simple scoring. We're going to score at 1 1/4 inches. All right, I'm going to get, this is my scoring tool at the top, so I've gotten rid of that cutting blade so that I don't cut. All right, so there I am at 1 1/4 inches, and then I'm going to move over to 3 1/2. All right. Then I am going to turn my paper just once, and I'm going to score again at 1 1/4 and 3 1/2. Okay, and then I have everything I need to create this box. Let's go ahead and score the next one while we're at it. 1 1/4 and 3 1/2. So these are measurements that you can write down on your printable. 1 1/4 and 3 1/2. All right. Now, while I have the paper trimmer, we need to create a back for the box. Hello, Connie. How are you tonight? Hi, Iris. Welcome. Or is it Yvette? I always get them mixed up which one to call you. Okay, for the back, it needs to be 2 1/2 inches. All right. So we're going to cut that 2 1/2 inches. And let me check this last measurement. It should be 3 1/2 inches. So we're going to cut it at 3 1/2. And we're going to cut it again at 3 1/2. And that's going to give me 2 backs for my 2 boxes. All right. Okay. Now I have already cut my designer paper. So let me give you that measurement. This designer paper is going to be the back, and so this is measuring 2 1/4 inches by 3 inches. Now, when I cut this at 3 inches, I'm able to get more out of a 6x6 sheet. So that's why I did that, and you're gonna see what happens in a second. All right, I just wanna make sure that my hands are, come on. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to, that is not the right one. That's not the right one. Hang on a minute. Did I measure that too much? Something's going on. Yep, this is too big. Ah! Hang on one second. It should be 2 1/4. I apologize for that. We cut this at 2 1/2. We want it to be 2 1/4. I apologize. So ladies, it's 2 1/4 by 3 1/2. All right, 2 1/4. All right. Trying to pick that up. And this is where we're going to add the designer paper. Right up here towards the top. Okay, now you're going to notice it doesn't go all the way down, but that's okay because this is going to be hidden, okay? But the reason I cut it at the 3 inch mark so that I can get more out of a piece of 6x6 paper, okay? All right, so now we're going to go back to the bottom of the box right here, and we're going to cut up to the score line. Okay, so I'm cutting up, and it's hard to see, I know, because we're using basic black paper. And we're going to cut up again, okay, to that first score line. I'm hoping you can see that. Okay? And then we're just going to turn the paper to the opposite side, and we're going to cut again. And we're going to cut again. All right. And then we can fold all our score lines. Okay. And then we can actually start assembling the box. Okay. And I'm going to use, you know what? What do I want to use? I think I'm going to do tear and tape. Okay. All right. Oh, I'm so glad you like it, Janie. Thank you. All righty. So hang tight. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put tear and tape right on this larger flap. And this should work. Isn't it crazy? Like, I made these boxes a week ago and it's like, what adhesive did I use? All right. And then we're going to lift this up. And then this goes in and that's going to go up. Okay? And so now that side is done. And what I might even do, that looks a little, I'll just trim that off and get rid of that. That was sticking up a little bit, so I just got rid of that. So hi, Jeannie from Woodstock. We're happy to have you tonight. Welcome. And then we're gonna add tear and tape here. All right. And cut that there. And then we'll peel this off, okay? All right. Okay, so now we have our box, okay? And this is where the jar will fit right inside, okay? But let's take it a step further and let's add some designer paper, okay? So I'm actually going to do the polka dot side this time, making them all different. And so let me give you the measurement for this strip, okay? It's going to be 1 1/4 inches by 6 inches, all right? And then you're going to need another little piece, and this measures 1 1/4 inches by 2 inches, all right? And I'm going to run some adhesive down the side, and I'm going to add it to the box. All right, and we're going to go all the way around the box. Okay, your regular adhesive will take care of this. And let's see if I can lift up just, I was going a little crooked there. I hadn't had that happen before. Well, I've had many things crooked, so I've got a little bit of that box sticking up. Do you see that? So guess what? I'm gonna trim it. No one's ever gonna know. All right, I'm gonna fix that. And then this little piece needs adhesive. All right. And I'm just gonna add this right along here. Okay, right there. All right, so now I've done this part of the box and I'm actually ready to put the back on, okay? So, hang on, did I need 2 of that? No, the back is here, never mind. I saw that, I'm like, do I need more designer paper? But what I really need is, just to put the back there, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put another row of tear and tape. And yes, it can be crooked because no one is going to see this, okay? All right. And then we're gonna put it on the side that doesn't have any designer paper. And that's where we're gonna add it. And then you can just stick your fingers in there and rub against that or use your bone folder if you want, okay? All right. There you go. And now that is attached, okay? All right. Now we're going to add this darling little die cut. And this die cut is actually from the Frightfully Cute bundle. So let's get out our black Memento ink, and we're going to do less tricking and more treating, which is actually different than the other one. Just making sure I've got enough ink on here, and I'm going to put that about right there. All right. And then I am going to add our spider. All right. So there's the spider there, and I'm going to kind of put the spider, I'm positioning it right where this little area is. Okay, so I'm kind of positioning the spider to go in that little area, and then I'll do the same on this side. Okay, and spiders come down at different lengths and at different times, and they're different sizes, so it doesn't matter if they're not even. Okay, now we're going to add dimensionals to the east and west, and what I mean by that is this side and this side. Okay, hi Amanda, welcome, good to have you tonight. And I'm just going to position this right along here, making sure that this little point is still on the box. We don't want it past the box because then it won't stand up, okay? Now we're going to add our bedazzling web. Look at that beautiful web. I'm going to add a glue dot to the center of the web. And then I'm going to position this right here on the corner of that box, okay? You know, I was going to use the dot side, wasn't I? And then I totally forgot. Maria, now I understand your comment. I was going to use those dots, and daggone it, I forgot. All right, we're going to add something else. Now, the next two things that we add, they have retired, all right? But this will just give you an idea. I'm sure that some of you have some different spiders in your other stamp sets and die sets that you can use for this. But I'll show you what I used. I dug out my little treat box dies. All right, now let me show you where that's located. Page 70. And this is last year's holiday book, all right? So on page 70 from last year, there's the Little Treats bundle. And so I wanted to use this spider. And I knew there was a die cut that could die cut the spider, okay? And so that's why I pulled this out. It is a retired item. Here's the spider right here. Okay, and then I'm also using this little piece that we're cutting out in pumpkin pie. Now, I'm sure that you have some spiders in your collection, so, you know, look through your other things and see if you have a spider that you can die cut, all right? So anyway, oh, Peggy, I'm so glad you caught part of the Halloween projects. You can always finish up with the replay. Thanks so much for watching. All right, we're going to pop this up. Here's that piece that I'm going to use. All right. And let's use this and this. I'm going to pop this up on the web. Have to get the right box first. You could also use a circle die to do that. Okay, so this is where you can improvise. This is the black spider right here. And I'm just going to put a smaller dimensional on him. And then I'm going to add him right there to the center of that.